Every single time there's a terror attack, the first instinct of the security services is try and cover it up.
This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found.
It's definitely not terror. It's definitely not terror. Well, what about the ISIS flag attached to his car? I mean, you can't see it there because it was actually ironically covered up by security officials on the scene. Why, though? Why try to hide it? OK? We had a picture of the attacker very early. Why? Well, because he had a mugshot, didn't he? Which implies he's committed crimes before. Obviously, the usual types are tripping over themselves to say that he's some kind of all-American man next door. He's a US Army veteran, born and raised in Texas, isn't it? I mean, there can be no question that, checks notes, Shamsuddin Jabbar is as American as apple pie. We see it every time, don't we? The FBI put this out. There we are. So, look at this. An ISIS flag was located in the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organisations. Right. Do we not think that that investigation might take about 10 seconds? But anyway, he's killed 15 people. He's got an ISIS flag on the back of the car, but we couldn't possibly jump to conclusions, could we? Frankly, there's just no way of knowing, is there, what the true motives are here? I mean, the guy basically has "I'm a jihadi" tattooed on his forehead, but unfortunately, the bollards of peace that we have everywhere now, usually to protect us, of course, as we all know from radical Mormons, yeah? It's always the Mormons, isn't it? Those bollards of peace, they were under construction. So here, in a way, we now have two great failures of Western culture rolled into one. The fact that we have essentially cuckolded ourselves to radical Islam, but that we also never seem able to complete a basic infrastructure project. Here's the Islamist talking about himself in a video clip.
I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life. With the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch.
Look at that. You'd never know, would you? You'd never know, really. Apart from the fact that intelligence services might literally have known. And it appears that there's a network of jihadis now in the New Orleans area.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
So now they tell us, aren't you just sick and tired of everyone always tripping over themselves to try to do everything possible to avoid saying it's yet another radical Muslim?